Hey everybody, how are you doing? This is Lee Gerstmann with Charles Traynor on the Hi Charles show.
Well, thanks for the hi, Charles. And by the way, I turned 51 today.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, cool. And the last I checked, I can have some adult beverages, right, Lee? I'm like 30 years over the age limit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, for you that cares, that one fan, eat my tips. And so I picked this album for us to do today. I do believe, I can't recall because of the weirdness of our show. Well, it's not ours. I'm just a little cog here.
Whatever. Today it's a tiny bit almost yours.
Just tiny bit. I know we did one other Pink Floyd. We're doing Pink Floyd today.
Yeah.
And you'll announce the title. I won't say the title.
Yeah.
Let's say we're doing Pink Floyd. We did do another Pink Floyd, I know for sure, like a long time ago. A long time ago. And it was a saucer full of secrets.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
But I'm a big Pink Floyd fan. And I'm more of I love from Sid Barrett. Basically, when the time they went their separate ways, I don't care for those albums. Like, I don't care for, the Sands, Waters in the group. What's that? The one with Learn to Fly.
Yeah, that a momentary lapse of reason.
Which I do like that song, but I don't necessarily like that album. And Division Bell is, but to be fair, Mr. Roger Waters' solo stuff, I'm kind of like, for the most part. But this is the last album with Roger Waters on it with what would be Pink Floyd. So go ahead and announce the title first.
It's called The Final Cut. And
The Final Cut.
Yeah. And I had it when it first came out. Did you?
Hell no.
Oh.
Hell no.
And did you listen to it more than once like I did?
I have over time, yeah. But at that time, this came out, I'm going to think 83. I'm guessing.
All
82, 83.
Maybe 1 or 2 years later, but I am not exactly sure. But it was... I know that The Wall came out when I was still in high school, so this
79,
must have come out. Yeah. No.
Yeah, came out in 79.
Well, that I wasn't in high school then.
But it came out in 79.
But it must. Well,
I'm telling you, my uncle had it.
But I must have heard it back in 1980. So there.
That's possible.
So maybe you're right about. I mean, because I don't know.
I know.
Time back then wasn't my strong suit.
That's my job on the show, to be right. And the other thing is, yes, my uncle who graduated high school in 79.
Yeah.
And I started kindergarten in 79.
Ah.
The very first Pink Floyd song I knew was Another Brick in the Wall Part 2. Because I played it, and I was like, what is that? And there's a little kid singing on it. And he's like, Pink Floyd, you little douche. And I was like, yeah, I loved it. And I knew them forever on. And yes, The Final Cut came out in 1983. There was no songs in my place. Now, probably in the cool place where, like, Lee grew up or lived, like San Fran, now it's in Manhattan. They might have played a song or two on the radio back then in your area. But where I grew up, there was no Final Cut songs on the radio. I didn't have MTV yet.
Yeah.
So in 83, I was in 3rd grade, and I was playing with G.I. Joe toys. So if it wasn't on the radio or MTV, had no clue.
So we should have done
next-
Romper Room or the Applejacks soundtrack.
Maybe. The next time I was aware that Pink Floyd was anything was the track Learning to Fly. And I
Oh,
was like, oh, cool.
that's
They're still
way
doing
sad.
something. Maybe sad.
Way,
retrospect,
way,
yeah.
naive.
How? Yes, yeah. But I mean, this album, maybe it was a video or something on MTV in '83. I didn't live in a place where you had that. Nothing was on the radio, so I had no clue that this was out at the time.
Oh, okay.
But, however, I'm a huge Pink Floyd fan. That I guess I can just say I found them a little later, but not really. And once I knew who the fuck they were and checked out their shit, Animals is my favorite Pink Floyd album.
Okay.
But it was The Wall for years.
Okay.
And I don't agree. I'm going to ask you something, Lee, you got to tell the world publicly. You're not a big fan of Dark Side of the Moon, or are you?
Not really, no.
Okay. I don't hate Dark Side of the Moon. But
Hate would be
overplayed.
strong.
It's overplayed. I mean, it is overplayed.
It
Wish
was
You Were Here-
overplayed the very first time I heard it.
Wish You Were Here is probably a little bit better.
A bit better, yes.
And The Wall blows it both of them away in my
Not
world.
quite.
But
Good.
Animals is fantastic
That's fine.
from beginning to end. And then I love metal.
That's okay.
However, I'm also a huge Syd Barrett fan.
Oh,
I love the 2 albums with Syd Barrett,
all right.
and not everybody does, because it's
Yeah.
not Hey You, it's not what you expect to hear from Pink Floyd.
Yeah, whatever.
But they're stupid, those people that don't like it. But I do check out, we'll review this album. Maybe I'll check out before this album or after.
Yeah, that would be The Wall.
But I think Roger Waters' solo albums are kind of shitty. I know David Gilmour's are.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big fan of the Pink Floyd stands Roger Waters. A song or two here, but this is the last album, but it's really not even the last album with all the Pink Floyd people, because Richard Wright was not on this album.
Yeah.
The producer, Michael Kamen,
Uh-huh.
from the New York Rock and Roll, whatever the hell they were,
Yeah.
group, produced this album
Yeah.
along with Roger Waters.
Yeah.
And so it's, yeah, technically it's kind of the last Pink Floyd album. What is with Roger Waters?
Yeah.
But really, The Wall was the last one with all of them on it. But
Yeah.
this is technically the last one. And then Roger ripped
Yeah.
the shit
Yeah.
and sued them and said, you shouldn't be Pink Floyd, which I actually agree with them, because they shouldn't have been. But he did say he was wrong.
Yeah.
Sue him, but I mean, still, they shouldn't have been Pink Floyd without him.
Yeah.
Because he was a big, huge thing of Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
But either way, I'm going to guess this was, you got this not in the bargain bin. Or maybe I'm wrong.
I admit I did not.
Okay.
I paid whole price for it, about $6 or $7.
Back in those days, man.
Yeah.
Did you have it on vinyl or cassette?
Vinyl.
All right. So,
And I remember wanting to get it because I was such a big fan of The Wall, and I was a big fan of what Roger was saying this album was about, and I eagerly wanted to hear it.
All right. And this is, we'll get into a little bit here or there about what it's about. But we don't we are like people on this show. I will do my research. We will not need to because it's just brilliant.
Yeah.
But you fuckers, I'm going to give you so much information that go Google the rest of yourself. All right, you lazy.
Because it's your birthday, I'm going to make this hello, Charles, while you put me to sleep episode. But
no,
that's fine.
Once we get in the songs, it won't be like that. But I'm just saying.
But I mean, before that, it will be a couple hours.
Maybe. I mean, Pink Floyd, I love. But not like Oasis or Beatles, so we won't be here for 72 hours. But but still, Google some shit yourself, you lazy son of bitches. It's Google.
Yeah,
there you go.
I have to say, I used to hear this album a lot, and the one thing that bothered me a little bit back in the day was how my album slightly skipped a little bit, and then the sonics, as good as they were, you could tell that with the vinyl limitation that it should have been without a little tiny bit more of that feedback that had been on the vinyl version. So I was glad, after a long time of not hearing it, to hear it with no skips and with all clear fidelity. So that was cool.
All right. Well, I'm ready to roll, man.
All right. I'll start. Unless you want to, because it's your birthday.
No.
All right. The Post-War Dream. I like this song. I like the English military music. It's not really rock until the last 15 or so seconds. And I am into this type of music. I'm not even really against the lyrics. But I can listen to the music and enjoy it for what it is. What do you think?
Well, Michael Kamen's harmonium is very prominent here, and I do think Waters' lyrics at times are a bit too harsh here, even for him. And the chorus comes off as a bit unoriginal. Aside from the sound of the guitar tone on this song, that's okay, but I don't know. It's supposed to set the stage for the concept. But musically, this isn't spectacular. In fact, a weak opener.
Oh boy. All right. Well, what do you think of your possible pasts? And I'm going to get some more water while you talk.
Ray Cooper. His percussion, as always, because he's played on many different people's stuff, and it's fantastic. I think he's the best percussionist maybe of all time. And parts of this song is somewhat reminiscent of Wish You Were Here in the verse. But the chorus is pretty right on. The song itself rides a line of boring, but it doesn't cross over into boring. And Gilmore provides a Gilmore solo, and I'm going to keep account of his solos on this record. And the chorus and the percussion saves this one. Much better song than the opener.
All right, well, I said this is a fine song. The ballad parts integrate better with the rock parts in this song, but I would be happy with only the ballad parts, and it wouldn't make the song any less enjoyable. This is a good song. Okay, now for one of the few. A really good atmospheric acoustic song that sounds expansive and soundtrack-ish, even though it's only a little tiny song, but it's very nice. What do you think?
Well, the tone of the guitar on this one is excellent. But sadly, this song is about a minute, which is a bit of a shame. And you will hear some of the lyrics later on in another song. But this is just an afterthought with haunting guitar, pretty much. I think this album should have been a double album. I don't think there's enough songs, but go ahead.
All right. What do you think of When the Tigers Broke Free?
Well, this wasn't originally on that album that we bought full out, and they added it later. And was
I think I
originally
kind of
heard
remember that. Yeah. Oh, wait, but go on.
Well, it was originally heard on the Wall film.
Mm-hmm.
But it's appropriate for this record, not really for the Wall. So they added it, you know. Any copies or digital you will find is on there. Damon's orchestration is immaculate. Excellent production. And perhaps some of Waters' best lyrics ever, and he writes some damn good lyrics. Excellent song. Although Waters can go on a bit about this subject of this song, a little bit too much. I think this might be the best one about that subject. Love When the Tigers Break Free.
Okay.
Go ahead, or broke free.
Yeah, I put, this is as English as a symphony by Hubert Perry, and that's as English as you can get. I really like this one. It has a choral element to it that's authentic. This album is so far very well put together, with the arrangements quite fine. I dig it. Okay, now for The Hero's Return. I do like this song too, but so far it's the one that I like a little bit less than the others. Simply because I like the other songs better. But I still do like it. What do you think?
Well, this album is really called a glorified Waters solo album, and I get it. As this sounds like it belonged more on his solo albums, like Radio Chaos or whatever, than it did on a Floyd record. The production does nothing for me, and this is rather pretentious, so I really thought, not good here at all. So,
okay.
Not good. Didn't like it.
What do you think of The Gunner's Dream?
Pretty good piano here, but very reminiscent of the John Lennon song Isolation. Also in the verse and the vocal melody. Waters' vocals are a tad shaky here. I'm thinking perhaps Gilmore should have tried this one. Now, what is cool though is how Waters' scream is bled directly into the sax solo.
Yeah.
That was a surprising touch. Overall, it's an okay song at best. I could see, depending on your mood, how it would settle. Like, you're in the kind of mood where, you know what I mean? Like, you're depressed, maybe. Yeah. It would be good for you. If you don't want to be depressed, not so good. But I do like it, but I don't think it's a great Floyd song.
Okay. I put the orchestration is great, and the arrangement would make this one of the best songs on the album. Except I don't like the song. I can listen to it, and it fits the concept, but I'm not a fan of the saccharine music. But if the arrangements were for another song, it would be great. All right. Now for
I agree. Yeah.
All right. Now for Paranoid Eyes. We're back on track with a good song. Somewhat somber, but I don't mind that. The arrangements are great, and so are the sonics, and it's one of the good songs on here. What do you think?
Well, we're at soft rock here, and this album has a bunch of that. The percussion and piano is good here, even though I'm starting to miss Rick Wright at this point. I do like Cayman's piano, but I kind of miss Rick Wright a little bit. And we get yet another snooze fest of a song here. So far, been boring and insomnia-inducing. Sans a song or two. The production is good though, but it seems to be hiding a fucking boring song. Go ahead.
What do you think of Get Your Filthy Hands Off My Desert?
Well, it's another short interlude, but the rocket sound, especially on headphones, is intense. And that was Dave Mason. Or Mason. Is it Dave Mason? Drummer? Mason. Nick Mason. My bad, Dave Mason. Whatever. Nick Mason. Really, he mainly did sound effects in this album. He did play drums, but not all the way through. And the rocket sound is intense. The string work is cool. Pretty clever lyrics. Way better than one of the few as far as the interludes.
Okay, it's a quick piece, but one that I enjoy. The classical arrangement is good, and the nursery rhyme melody I also like. It's short but enjoyable. Alright, now for the Fletcher Memorial Home. This is one of the best songs as far as the integration of the rock element with the ballad element. It's quite great. One of the best songs on here for that reason. I like it. What do you think?
Oh, by the way, Dave Mason played the piccolo trumpet on Penny Lane. So there's a connection.
Nick or Dave?
Dave Mason.
Huh.
Yeah.
From Traffic?
What? Yeah. I think.
That's really
if I'm
odd.
If I'm that off, I'm drunk. Anyway.
I'm going to look that up. That sounds just like saying Perry Como hummed the feedback part of Jimi Hendrix's Out of the Storm.
Perry Como played Metallica's fucking Sacred whatever. Anyway, the Fletcher Memorial Home. You liked it. I'm amazed. Let's see if I like it. While it is another bloated, pretentious piece, this is one of the better ones in that vein. And I put it on par with While the Tigers Broke Free. And additionally, we get slamming drums and Shock, Gilmour's second standout guitar solo. The lyrics are tremendous. Probably my second favorite song in the album. Too bad there are so many other songs in this vein if you listen to the album. By the way, listen to the Echoes fucking collection by Pink Floyd. Yeah, it's a great hit, but those mixes are fantastic, and this is on there. I just love this fucking song. It rules. My second favorite song on the album.
That's cool. What do you think of Southampton Dock?
Well, it's a chilled out acoustic song. And Only Came and the Waters performed on this. The ship sounds effects are cool. And again, Mason, Nick, not David, did a good job with those sound effects, but it's just more anti-war ramblings. And while it's okay for this album, he has better songs than Southampton Dock. I know he likes it a lot, but it's whatever to me. Go ahead.
Okay, but this is another of the best songs on the album. I really like it. The ballad type of melody is very English and very cool. I dig it. Now for the final cut. This is also a good song. I like the melody and the vibe of it. It has a good ballad groove and it's a nice song. What do you think?
Somehow, out of all of this, man, out of this anti-war bullshit that he likes to sing, we get a self-pity song about isolation, depression, and sexual repression. Kind of made sense in the law, not so much here. That's a big problem. That was his album, his concept album. And it's all over the map. Nothing makes sense. And I don't have the cliff notes. So I don't know how this fits into the story. It borrows liberally from Comfortably Numb. But this is it is a passable song. I mean, it makes no sense to me as far as the concept. But again, this is far from his best. But it's we do get our third Gilmour solo, though, thankfully. Where the fuck was David Gilmour on this album? All right,
what do you think of Not Now, John?
By a large margin, my favorite song on the album. our first and only rockin' song on this album. Gilmour sings it, and it's as if you can hear the frustration in his voice. You know, like Young Lust, you know, you hate Young Lust, but you get that.
No, that's the one I like.
But you like Young Lust.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get that from Gilmour on this one. And you can hear it also in his guitar solo, which is pulverizing. Like, it's almost like he's so frustrated in his vocals and that guitar. Waters' bass playing is also great. And his co-lead vocals also go real hard. I think this is the last great rock song Pink Floyd made. Go ahead.
Okay, but this is decent and I like it, but I think it slightly contrasts with the mood of what the other songs are doing. Still, it's an okay song and I don't mind hearing it. Okay.
Well, before we get in the last song, I agree with you. It doesn't really fit with the concept. That part, it doesn't, but
yeah,
it rocks. It fucking rocks. I mean,
yeah, well, but still, when I hear this album and I hear this, I say, oh, okay, a rocker.
To me, it's outside of that, you got the Nile song. So,
yeah, well, that fits more with the more concept.
Yeah. Right.
Anyway, now for the last song. All right, Two Suns in the Sunset. Okay. It's a nice song melodically, and I don't mind it, but it sounds a little lacking in substance. As if those few chord changes are enough to make the nice sound last as long as the song is, and the saxophone playing is fine and doesn't ruin anything, but it really doesn't add anything either. I would have preferred another song like the Fletcher Memorial Home as the last song, but that's okay. This wasn't too bad. What do you think?
Two Suns in the Sunset.
Yeah.
We closed this all-time uplifting album. All-time uplifting. I mean, it makes you feel phenomenal. On my birthday, that's what you do. Isn't this a great album to pick on a birthday? With a song about nuclear missiles blowing up the world.
Yeah.
And one good thing here is the odd time signature. It's really odd. It was so odd that Nick Mason, not Dave, didn't play on it. It was Andy Newmark who played drums. He was part of the Wall tour when they put on the masks and all that. He can play. This is a rather odd song to me, and it points again to Waters' solo work. So I mean, it's decent for that, but it's bittersweet for me. This is the last Waters Pink Floyd album, and we go out on this note. Yeah. And in the end, this album is a bit of a head scratcher to me, but Lee liked it a lot.
Yeah. I think it's one of their better albums. One of their best albums.
I think I gave him a birthday gift.
Yeah, you did.
In advance. But,
I mean, back then I maybe didn't like it as much, but I always respected it. And this time I like it a lot more. So I think now it's one of their best.
I'll do you this solid. I think I'll give Not Now John and the Fletcher Memorial Home a tie for my favorite. Because the Fletcher Memorial Home is exactly what I think about politicians.
Yeah.
So, and it's so greatly written. But I just like rock and Pink Floyd.
I will say I can hear Not Now John on its own if I were to put it in a mix thing, which I won't do, but I could.
No, it's still better than Radio Chaos.
Oh, by far.
Or David Gilmour About Face.
I haven't heard that album. That's the only one of his I haven't heard.
Oh, coming soon, folks. Either way.
Oh, boy. But I do like the song Blue Light.
Okay, but we gotta do About Face.
Oh, boy. That way I can fall asleep fully, like I've done almost with all of his other albums.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Oh boy.
Either way,
I don't know.
Either way, I am mystified that I picked the Pink Floyd album that Lee liked a little better more than me.
A lot better.
But I'm happy that you did.
A whole lot better. All right, but thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
For doing it for doing it for the Pink Floyd cards out there, because they'll listen. And also, again, back to Jerry Soupy and Joseph Staub. Sticks, man. All right, bro.
All right, I might listen to a Styx album on purpose just to prepare for the review that I won't listen to.
I won't, but I just asked you.
Yeah, but it's okay. You can at least think about me maybe doing that.
I just asked that those two, when I do our YouTube channel about Oasis, that they will do the same thing for us. Because you'll be knowing more than me. Because you're that big of a fan.
I'm almost.
Happy birthday to somebody.
Yeah.
And not me. And everybody have a great time in life.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay.
So there you go, buddy.
Bye-bye.